Kano State Governor reiterates his commitment to the safety of the citizens despite climate challenges. Delta State Chairman of an online forum says non-implementation of anti-open grazing law fuels insecurity. The European Union urges for affordable tech solutions to boost agricultural productivity. Good evening and welcome to Himma News at 5. I am Nunanba, Agabus Eridan. The Kano State Governor, Abba Kabir Yusuf, has reiterated the government's unwavering commitment to the safety, well-being and resilience of Kano's citizens and in the face of environmental and climate-induced challenges. The governor said this during the full-scale flood response simulation exercise by NEMA officials in Wudi local government area of the state. Represented by his deputy, the governor noted that the increasing frequency and severity of floods, particularly from Bagauda, Chalawa, and Tiga dams, underscores the urgency of active planning and collaboration. According to him, while these dams overflow due to heavy rainfall, the consequences can be devastating to loss of lives, destruction of farmland and homes, displacement of communities, and the destruction of livelihoods.
State, being one of the major states blessed with number of dams and reservoirs along river banks in the northwestern and northeastern part of the country, such as Bagauda, Chalawa, and Tiga dams, will likely face a unique risk of flooding when these dams overflow.
The governor outlined ongoing government initiatives, including the desilting and clearing of drainages, upgrading infrastructure, early warning campaigns, and strengthening local emergency response teams. Yusuf said the responsibility does not rest with the government alone and called on all citizens, especially those living in flood-prone areas, to heed early warnings, cooperate with authorities, and take personal precautions to stay safe. He commended the efforts of the Kano State Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and all partner organizations for their dedication to disaster risk reduction. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, on Saturday carried out a full-scale flood simulation exercise in Wudi local government area of Kano State, aimed at testing how well authorities and communities can respond to a dam-induced flooding scenario. The exercise comes as experts raise fresh concerns over the likelihood of massive flooding in parts of the northwest this year. Speaking during the exercise, the NEMA Director General Zubaida Umar said the decision to conduct the drill followed recent warnings by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, which identified Kano, Jigawa, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara as high-risk flood zones for 2025. According to her, the drill simulated a forced water release from Tiga, Chalawa, and Bagauda dams to assess the level of readiness in responding to potential flooding along the river Kano. She referenced the recent devastating floods in Mokwa, Niger State, as a wake-up call for proactive action, noting that the urgency of this exercise, with downstream impact in Kano, Jigawa, and Yobe states, is underscored by what happened in Mokwa. Umar added that the simulation is part of a broader national effort to build resilience and reduce the impact of recurring floods, adding that the importance of readiness in the face of Nigeria's recurring flood disasters cannot be overemphasized. More than 100 houses were destroyed in Kebbi State following a heavy rainstorm that struck Zogirma village in Bunza local government area of the state over the weekend. According to statements by community members, the downpour, which occurred between Saturday night and early Sunday, left several residents injured and dozens of families displaced. Reports gathered revealed that the Secretary of Bunza local government, Muhammad Umar Mau, visited the affected village to assess the situation and sympathized with victims on behalf of the council chairman. Local authorities have begun compiling a report on the extent of the damage for submission to the state government, with the aim of securing relief materials and other forms of support. Displaced residents have called for urgent assistance, including roofing materials, food, and medical aid, as they struggle to recover from the impact of the storm. The chairman of the Delta Online Publishers Forum, Emmanuel Enebeli, has raised alarm over the rising wave of insecurity in Delta State, attributing it largely to the state government's failure to implement the anti-open grazing and prohibition law enacted in 2021. Speaking with newsmen in Asaba on Monday, Enebeli called on the state government to take immediate action to combat the rising insecurity. Enebeli urged the government to fund and equip the committee responsible for implementing the anti-open grazing law and emphasized the need for broader community engagement focused on developing ranches for herders, which he said could generate long-term economic value for the state. The prohibition law, passed nearly 4 years ago, was intended to resolve long-standing tensions between herders and farmers by regulating livestock movement and promoting peaceful coexistence. However, Malade lamented that the law has remained largely on paper. He pointed out that continued encroachment by cattle on farmlands has led to the destruction of crops and deepened economic hardship for local farmers. You are listening to Himma News at 5. Please stay tuned for more stories. Welcome back. The technical lead, Genome Editing Initiative, African Union Development Agency Center of Science, Technology and Innovation, Olalekan Akinbu, says genome editing can significantly impact rural incomes and enhance livelihoods. Akinbo said this on Monday while reacting to the importance of integrating agricultural trade and genome editing for economic growth. He stated that integrating agricultural trade and genome editing was crucial for Africa's economic growth, as it would help improve rural incomes, reduce poverty, and enhance the livelihoods of smallholder farmers. He explained that genome editing is a technique used to make precise modifications to the DNA of a cell or organism. According to him, as productivity increases, farmers benefit from improved market access and enhanced competitiveness in both local and global markets. Akinbo noted that Africa was a net exporter of agricultural products, adding that agri-food trade remained a significant component of the continent's economy, accounting for 16% of total exports and 17% of imports. The National Agricultural Development Fund (NADF) has launched a digital monitoring and evaluation platform to oversee the rollout of its 19.5 billion naira AG Grow Farm Support Program. The initiative, launched in Abuja last week, aimed at providing 50% subsidies on seeds, fertilizers, and crop protection products to 50,000 smallholder farmers in the maize, rice, cassava, and soybeans value chains across the country's 6 geopolitical zones. The program is also aimed to close the gap between farmers and processors, reduce reliance on middlemen, and improve raw material sourcing for the agro-processing sector, as the digital platform would support advisory services and extension training on best farming practices. The executive secretary of NADF, Muhammad Abu Ibrahim, said the platform ensures that every seed, every input, and every naira invested is properly tracked from distribution to usage so that the agency can keep learning, improving, and delivering results aligned with national priorities. The European Union Program Manager in Nigeria and West Africa, Hugh Briggs, has called for affordable and accessible technological solutions to support smallholder farmers and improve agricultural productivity in the country. Briggs made the call on Monday in Abuja while assessing the state of extension services and digital agricultural tools in Nigeria. He noted that while tech solution companies had developed several technology applications, many of them remained inaccessible to farmers and had not significantly translated into improved productivity. BRICS emphasized the need for inclusive innovation that considers the unique needs of smallholder farmers, especially those in remote areas with limited resources. He also criticized the insufficient number of agricultural extension workers, saying it falls short of what is needed to serve the growing population of rural farmers. The program manager commended the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for its efforts to revitalize the extension system, noting that steps are being taken to strengthen both staffing and operational capacity. BRICS reiterated the importance of government investment across the agricultural value chain, from processing to production, and investment in agricultural research. He therefore reaffirmed the EU's support for Nigeria's agricultural transformation and urged for stronger collaboration between local and international partners in the sector. And now to end the news, here are the headlines once again. Kano State Governor reiterates his commitment to the safety of the citizens despite climate challenges. Also, a Delta State chairman of an online forum says non-implementation of anti-open grazing law fuels insecurity. Lastly, the European Union urges for affordable tech solutions to boost agricultural productivity. On behalf of the Himma News and Current Affairs Department, I am Nunanba Agabus Eridan. Good evening once again.